Hello, our dear 9th grade students. Welcome to a new English lesson with the Syrian Virtual Learning Platform. Today, we are going to start with Module 4 on the Edge. Unit 7, Critical Moments. In this lesson, we will focus on some useful vocabulary, the story of Titanic ship, grammar, past perfect tense, pronunciation, diphthong A. Are you ready? Let's get started. What does the title Critical Moments mean? In order to get the meaning, please look at these two photos. What can you see in each photo? In the picture on the left, we see high winds, rough sea, and a ship that is about to sink. The people on its boat are in a critical situation. They are experiencing dangerous situation. In the second photo, we see a survivor from a sinking ship. She's being rescued by a man. She's in a critical moment. So, a critical moment is a serious or dangerous experience that's happened to someone. Now, let's learn the key words in this unit. Iceberg, iceberg, lifeboat, survivor, survivor, sink, supply, drill, passengers. Iceberg. Look at this photo. This is an iceberg. An iceberg is a large mass of ice floating in the sea. Example: the Titanic ship sank after it had hit an iceberg. Second word, lifeboat. As you see in this picture, this is a lifeboat. Lifeboat is a small boat to save people on the boat if the ship sinks. Next. Example, when the ship sank, the passengers were able to get into lifeboats. Sink. As you see in this picture, the ship is sinking. Sink is to go down below the surface of water. For example, nobody believed that Titanic could sink. Survivor. These people in this picture are saved from a critical moment. They are survivors. Survivor is a person who continues to live after danger. Example, some of the survivors were in the icy water for hours when they were saved. Supply. Supply is to give something to somebody. To supply is to provide. Example, the steamship company supplied lifeboats for only half people. Next, drill. Drill is a type of training in case of emergency. Drill, training. Example, the passengers hadn't practiced lifeboat drill. Passenger. Passenger is someone who is traveling in a boat, a plane, etc. Most of the passengers hadn't lived long. Now let's move to the text. The text tells the tragic story of Titanic ship and the main reasons behind this disaster. Let's read the text together. In 1912, Titanic, the largest ship that had ever traveled on the sea, hit an iceberg on its first trip across the Atlantic. No more than 651 of the passengers were able to get into lifeboats. (1,502) people had lost their lives. There was such great loss of life and so few survivors who were on the edge of death because nobody had prepared for such a tragedy. The steamship company had supplied lifeboats for only half the people. The passengers hadn't practiced lifeboat drill before the accident. Moreover, the ship didn't change its direction or its speed after many ice warning on its radio. Now, the gist of this lesson, what we learn from this tragedy is that avoiding critical moments as much as possible requires preparation and caution. Now, let's move to the grammatical skill. Today, we are going to talk about past perfect tense. The form of past perfect tense is had plus past participles or verb 3. The past participle of regular verbs is verb plus ed. For example, wait. Wait is a regular verb, so the past participle form of wait is waited. We add ed. The past participle of irregular verbs. Here you have to study irregular verbs column 3. For example, write is an irregular verb, so the past participle form of it is written. Time adverbials with past perfect are already, just, ever, never, since, for, once, twice, before, and with words like by the time, after, before, when, as soon as, to show the order of events. Let's study this sentence. When I arrived home, my mother had already made an apple pie. Here we have two actions. The first action is the verb arrived. Arrived is in the past simple form. The second action had already made. Had made is past perfect. So when I arrived, an apple cake was ready. The question, which action happened first? Here we have two actions. Both of them occurred in the past. But which one happened first? What happened first? My mother made an apple pie. What happened next? I arrived. So, past perfect is used to show which past event happened first. And often, the past simple is used to say what happened next. More examples to study. These sentences show the order of events in the past. The first one, Karen had already left by the time Sally got there. So Sally didn't meet Karen because Karen had already left. By the time, subject, past simple. When the verb in by the time clause is past simple, the main clause is past perfect. I had arrived at the station before the train left. I was lucky to catch the train because I had arrived before it left. In the before clause, the verb is in the past simple. The main clause is past perfect. The third sentence, after the guests had left, I went to bed. In the after clause, the verb is in the past perfect. The main clause, past simple. Since the same time adverbials are used for both present perfect and past perfect, it's necessary to know the difference between them. Look at these two sentences. Present perfect. That man looks familiar. Looks is in the present simple. I have seen him somewhere before. The tense of this sentence is present. Looks familiar. The result is the present. So I have seen him before now. Before now. In the second sentence, that man looked familiar. Looked. The tense of this verb is in the past. I had seen him somewhere before. Before then. For better understanding of past perfect tense, please let's choose the correct verb between brackets. I discuss, present simple, had discussed, past perfect, the matter with my teacher before I told my father. Before told, past simple. So we must choose, think of the answer. Second sentence, the lesson had already begun, has already begun. Had already begun, past perfect. Had already begun, present perfect. Already here is used for present perfect and past perfect. But look to the second clause, when we arrived. Past simple. So what is the answer? The correct answer? Think of it. I have never seen snow. Never is also used for past perfect and present perfect. Until I went in the past to Canada. By the time mom came, past simple, comes, present simple, I had prepared dinner. Now think of the answers. Please let's check the answers together. I had discussed, because in the second clause we have the verb told in the past. The second sentence, the correct answer is had already begun, because we have the verb arrived. Third sentence, had never seen, we chose past perfect because in the second clause we have went. By the time, we have the main clause had prepared past perfect, so the correct answer is came. Finally, let's move to pronunciation section. Today we are going to learn a new English sound, diphthong A. What is diphthong? Diphthong is a vowel sound made by pronouncing two vowels quickly, one after the other. Here we have what it's called diphthong. The sound A has the same pronunciation of the letter A. Some rules. When the letter A is followed by I, we have the sound A. Example, wait, sail, bail, railway, rain. When the letter A is followed by Y, we have the sound A. Example, day, way, hay, ray, delay. When the letter A is followed by a consonant and then the letter E, we have the sound A. Example, hate, rate, made, wake, sing. Now, let's do this exercise. Underline the word which doesn't have the sound A. Gaze, hate, day, key. Which one doesn't have the sound A is key. Now the second sentence. Ship, shape, bait, sail. Which word doesn't have the sound A is sheep, the sound E. The third one. Which word doesn't have the sound A? James, bet, shake, ape. Bet has a different sound. Okay, our dear 9th grade students, that's everything for lessons today. I hope you get benefit from today's lesson. Thank you for watching and listening.